Hey, what's up? This is Greg Helbeck here, and welcome to this week's real estate deal breakdown. And this is actually a follow-up video to the first part of this series, I guess, which is 11015 Handsome Lane in Spring Valley. Talked about how I bought the property, and as of yesterday, we actually closed the property. So I'm going to tell you about the back half of the deal, right? The sell part of the deal, not the buy part of the deal. So the way I found this property, and by the way, if you're not familiar with me, my name is Greg Helbeck. I've done over 135 deals. I've done, this business since, 2015, 2016. So definitely learned a couple things along the way. So if you want to learn how to do real estate investing, check me out, follow my videos, subscribe to my channel. And it means a lot. So the first thing is this property here came from a wholesaler. So a wholesaler found me, ironically, on Instagram, maybe from videos like this. By the way, if you have a deal you want to sell me, I'll just make the plug now. Email me, greg@velocityhousebuyers.com. So anyway, wholesaler found me. We negotiated. We got the property in contract, and I bought the property with hard money. So I got a lender to fund, I think, $405 out of the $450,000. So I bought the house. I had to bring some money to the table. I ended up putting in about $16,000 of repairs. What did that consist of? That consisted of 2 bathrooms, basically. It consisted of carpet, paint, clean out of the property, like nothing crazy, but definitely enough to warrant rehab. We did some baseboard painting and whatnot. So just some nice cleanup stuff on this property. And we went and we put the property on the market. So I found a great realtor, Randy, and his EXP team, Jessica, who he works with. They're phenomenal. We listed the property on purpose for $599,000. So remember, I bought the house for $450,000. I put about $16,000 in, and we relisted the property on the MLS for $599,000. And the reason they wanted to list it really cheap was we wanted to drive a ton of demand, and we wanted to get multiple offers, and we wanted to be able to get into a situation where we had so many offers we could pick the best one. So what ended up happening was when we listed the property at $599,000, I think 6 days later we had 33 offers. That's right, I said it. 33 offers, and we decided to select offer number 1 was a cash offer. They ended up flaking out, so we took offer number 2, which was $695,000. So given this, we listed the property for $599,000. We ended up we listed the property for $599,000. We took an offer of $695,000, so that's $96,000 over list price, which is bananas, right? That's why we wanted to do this, so we could drive all this demand. Even though it was a $695,000 offer, there was a $20,000 credit. So the net to me was $675,000. So in the grand scheme of things, if you want to net it all out, $75,000 over ask, right? We're going to contract, 14-day escrow, which means 14-day contract period in California. And we went into contract, and the buyer did all their stuff. They did their inspection, they did their appraisal. The appraisal came in at $695,000, which is insane. Didn't know that was the case. And long story short, we got all the way to the finish line, and they did a sewer scope, and the property had some sewer issues that I was not aware of. So because of that, and there were some termite issues too. So long story short, I ended up giving the buyer a $14,000. We did a $14,000 price reduction to reflect the issues with the property. So what is that? 675 minus 14 is, 675 minus 10 would be 665. So it was about 660. It was like $663,000 was like the sale price, like at the end of the day with all the bullshit. So I bought it for $450, sold it for $663. Put in at $16,000. Obviously, I had commissions, which was 5% of the sales price. I had closing costs. I had hard money payments. I had, all these fees and whatnot. So at the end of the day, when everything was said and done, the net profit on this deal was like $136,000, either $134,000 or $136,000, right? So that's well over a 6-figure deal, which is incredible. So why did this deal have so much success? Let's get into the mechanic on the success factors. This deal had success because obviously, number 1, it was bought right. It was purchased at the right number. Great price, $450,000. Number 2, it was in an area like Spring Valley, and this was in a good area of Spring Valley. Spring Valley has some scary areas, and Spring Valley has some really good areas. This was in one of the really good areas, basically in like El Cajon, but it was a Spring Valley zip code. So this was in a great neighborhood where people want to live, where it's quiet, where it's safe. There's a mountain behind it. It's super, super nice out there. So it was in a great area, right? And another reason this deal was successful, and I was talking to Randy on the phone yesterday, is that when we listed this property, which was in January of 2023, which is about a month ago, there were relatively lower interest rates than what they are now. I think they were in the 6s a month ago, and now they're in like the 7s. So Randy told me on the phone that the interest rate alone made me an extra 50 grand on this property because of the demand. So number one, I bought the property at a good number. Number two, it was in a great area. And number three, the interest rates were better at the time. So that's why this deal was successful. So what are some things that you can do to try to do deals like this? Number one, don't wholesale everything. Obviously, this was a wholesale deal, so I wasn't going to wholesale the wholesalers wholesale. But at the end of the day, if you want to make a lot of money per deal, the best way to do that, the proven way to do that, is to buy the property at a wholesale price like this and then sell it at a retail price, right? So you buy wholesale and you sell retail. So you buy off-market wholesale price and you sell on-market retail price. And generally when you do that, the spread you can create is a lot bigger than what it would be if you wholesale the house. If I had this property at $450,000, I probably could have wholesaled it, like re-wholesaled that property for 30, 40 grand, but I would have left $100,000 on the table. That's insanity. So if you have good deals, especially in Southern California or in New York or even in Delaware, number one, you should sell them to me. Number two, think about taking them down yourself, because a lot of the times you're going to make a lot more money by buying the property, improving it, and reselling it versus just assigning the contract for a wholesale fee. So that was the Handsome property, full circle. It ended up being a smashing success. Very grateful for it. My team's obviously very grateful for it because everyone gets to come in and take pieces of the profit because my team works really hard. So I hope you got value from this. I hope this inspires you to go out and do big deals. I mean, if you were to tell me, 7 years ago you'd be making $100,000 plus or 130 grand on one deal, I'd have been like, that's crazy. But it's possible, right? With hard work, consistency, and discipline, it's possible. Hopefully you got value from this if you did subscribe. And if you're local to San Diego, the Hudson Valley, or Delaware, send me an email, greg@velocityhousebuyers.com, and we can do some business together. Take care. Bye.